Good morning. Oh, do you know what? I said good morning because we were starting to go live and all the setup and stuff, and it actually was morning. It's not the morning anymore. Good after morning. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. It's 10 a.m. Or if your clock is wrong like ours, it says 12:24 in the afternoon. But how are we all doing? Welcome in. My name is Graham, and I'm joined by the man in the beautiful ICU studio. Let's take a look. There he is. Oh, Gotham Knights to be released next month. Discussing now. That's not what we're discussing now. Let's take that off screen. How are we doing, babe?
Hello. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola.
Live from the ICU studio.
Hola. Hola.
Hola.
It's a nice pair you've got there.
Excuse me.
I'm talking about the ice creams, or the TVs, or the headsets, or all the other things that we have two of. The microphones. Take your pick. How are we all doing? If you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. We are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. This is Bibby. I am Graham. Hey, how are you doing? We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true ice creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday with The Scoop. We bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories over the next hour or so strap yourselves in. So we will give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, but we also want to hear your thoughts and impressions on the stories too. And then we want to hear your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how this all gets going. So get involved. Please do feel free to get involved as well, because we do turn the live stream into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that hits iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud, Google Play. There is lots of places where over 130,000 people have listened to this podcast. That number is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Any football match that you've ever been to, and probably times that by 2, and that's still not as many people as listen to this podcast. That's ridiculous. Yeah. This is where someone actually goes, I think you'll find that I actually went to a football match that actually had 70,000 people. To be fair, that's quite possible. But most people won't have been to that. But you get what I'm saying. Big numbers for a little channel. We'll love to see it. Before we jump into any news, before we start anything like that, let me give you a little bit of a reminder that subscribers win prizes on Ice Cream Uploads. Anyone that is a subscriber gets thrown into the exclamation mark loot drop. Do type exclamation mark loot drop if you want to know what that is. And we give one prize to a subscriber every month. This month's prize was given to Mr. Tassim Anvia, Mr. Asim Tanvir. He won himself one of these ICU blackout baseball caps on Monday-ish. We drew the list on Monday. We didn't actually do the draw until we were in the studio yesterday, but we did it live on stream. Mr. T, courtesy of the random wheel generator on wheelofnames.com, bagged himself an ICU blackout baseball cap yesterday. Nice. Don't worry if you missed out on it, though. You can buy yourself a hat, exclamation mark hats in the channel. We'll give you the details of how you can find it within our Discord. And also, don't worry if you missed out, because anyone that is a sub right now, or subs within next month, should I say, will be included in next month's loot draw. So the next month's loot drop, should I say, the draw will be on the 4th, I think it was. So anyone that subs between now and then will be included in that loot drop. So results, nice. How are we all doing, though? You all good? I see Lake in the chat. Oh, hello. Let's get up the ICU. I see Tay's bad as well. I'll read. I also see... we've got a wild Gagad has just appeared. Good day, sir. Ooh. Good day, sir. Mr. Ilotus. Oh, there he is. I was going to say Mr. Ilotus has been in for the past 24 hours building up channel points because he's addicted. However, I didn't think he was going to be responding, because he is... he's a massive ranker. He's getting up to a little bit of ranky panky today. So Lotus, Gaming Nacho, the Beard Guys, S Pigeon have do you know what, an unfair amount of talent when it comes to a PUBG squad, and they're playing some PUBG ranked games. So they do that every Wednesday. So yeah, I didn't know. Massive rankers, they're playing ranked games. Why? What did you think I said? Clearly that's the only thing it could have been, right? When they named their team, that's. I mean, actually, I don't know if they're actually running by that name. That was an old school thing, the Massive Rankers thing. That was about 2 years ago. Was Massive Rankers? I think Nacho was involved, and I didn't know Lotus at that point in time, so he could have been. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Anyway, long story short, badass PUBG players. So go check out Lotus today, and Nacho, and the Beard Guys, and S Pigeon. They'll all be playing games at a much higher standard than I can usually do. Nice. That said, I will be playing PUBG tonight to an extremely high standard. Although we won't have Bibby to carry us tonight like we did on Friday, so we'll have to see what we can do.
I think I got like 100 damage in 2 games.
Yeah, but it 100 that counted though, wasn't it? So
I suppose, 100 damage, 1 kill, so... You know what I mean?
Just starting a prediction. What does that say? Lotus to guess the outcome of this prediction. Yes or no? Is who's duking the channel points so that Lotus can get himself more channel points? I was also part of the original Massive Rankers with TBG, Rome, Pitch. Hey, there we go. Is that what it is? See, I knew it existed. I didn't. That was when I kind of first started to find a lot of you guys. So there was a conversation in Nacho's stream yesterday. We've been making content forever with PUBG, longer than it's been on console. So a lot of the like old school mixer community don't realize that we were making PUBG content, but we were making it before they were, effectively, because we were making PUBG content on PC first. Not a lot of it, and not great content. And then we were making content on Xbox and then on PlayStation. So yeah, I only caught some of the Massive Ranker stuff just as it disbanded, like as it finished. So I can't remember who was in it. I just kind of caught like the tail end of it, kind of thing. Is someone gifting me CP? I voted maybe. So yes. So yeah, do feel free to join Lotus for that today. Do feel free to join me tonight for some PUBG fun times. Are you? I'm assuming you're with the little man. You're not going to be jumping in to add an extra 100 damage to the proceedings tonight.
I don't want to say no and rule it out completely, but Samantha does go out on a Wednesday night, so I do have the boy. So it depends, I suppose, when she comes back and when I'm having tea, and also I'll be in bed for 9 o'clock tonight. So who knows, Graham? Who knows?
Honestly, just give him just a Zippo lighter. Job's a good one. He'll be fine for hours.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Absolutely. Let him play with the electric plugs. He'll be absolutely fine. Nothing will come out. Nothing will go wrong with that.
OG Snowflake, 17 hours ago. Thank you very much for that follow. We must have been off air at that point in time. I think that was after we dropped a raid. Thank you very much for that. And Shadow Stream 37, 7 hours ago while we were off air. Thank you very much for that follow. Appreciate that too. Timeless, good after morning, sir. How are we doing? Timeless just hit 300 followers today. So if anyone can just do an exclamation mark Timeless in the chat to celebrate that would be very nice. Nice to see friends putting up the numbers on the boards. You love to see it. Big put the little man down and play PUBG, says Lotus. Exactly. Instinct, hey, welcome back, dude. How's things? Oh, I saw you threw down the prediction as well. Did someone do a... Who set the prediction going? Was that Tito or was that you, Bib?
It wasn't me. It was Tito.
Oh, unfortunately, Lotus did not guess the correct outcome of the prediction. Fixed. Goddamn, fixed. Oh, there we go. We got Timeless.
Inevitable.
Oh no, that's a nade. Move away. Kaboom. Oh, does it cache them? Does it have like? Will rigged go now? Because it was done while it was on. I don't know. Let me try again. Exclamation mark. Rigged.
This is bullshit. Rigged.
This is bullshit. Rigged. There we go. Okay, I'm doing good. How's you? Can't wait to get my hands on WWE. Oh, we've got all the sound alerts now. We love to boogie. You love to boogie. Nice. Also, new killer came out on Dead by Daylight. Nice. WWE 2K22.
Because it got all those teeth and no teeth.
Alligator so angry because all did no truth. Oh, we got an alert. That one didn't work. I don't think it works when they're on. It seems to be like that. But yes, WWE 2K22. Have you played it yet, babe? Like played a match or anything?
No, I haven't actually played a match yet. It's embarrassing, really, but I just don't have the time at this moment in time.
Well, I had the time last night and didn't realise that I didn't have it installed. I only had the the early install where you can jump in and just do like exhibition matches. So I went in and just did a Rey Mysterio versus, I can't remember the name of the dude that I've never even seen before. Anyway, kick his fucking ass. There's definitely a learning curve for me in terms of how that game works. I definitely need to play it with other people. I think that's how I'll learn a lot more because I find myself button bashing trying to reverse because I don't know what buttons I should be using for reversals in certain situations. So I'm pressing triangle and it's going press circle. I'm like, fuck. So I'm pressing circle and it's going, you want to press triangle? I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm going to do. But it looks badass. It looks badass. I think the issue is I don't have any muscle memory because it's been that long since I've played a WWE game. I tried
anything else but PUBG.
Well, yeah, that too. I tried to play 2K20, and it's funny how a lot of my old school WWE muscle memory came back, like going to people on the floor, and I think it was like up and circle to pick them up or something like that, and doing that sort of shit. I kept pressing up and circle and then just hitting the dude on the floor. I was like, fuck, okay. So how do I pick him up? And then it's like the character taunt shit as well. As like, so I've got to taunt him awake. I can't just pick him. And that's why playing it with someone else will definitely help me. My Rise looks really good. I'm waiting for my GM to be updated to add more titles. Yeah. I mean, I'm expecting there's going to be a day one patch tomorrow, right? I believe, or is that already out? Did the day one patch come out with the NWO edition? I can't quite remember. I know there was a patch, but I don't know whether it's already there or not. I haven't fired it up after it's been fully installed yet because I went to play the game last night, realised it was not fully installed, played one match, turned it off, and then obviously turned PUBG on instead. Nice. I'm so used to the old layout. Day one patch came out Monday. Nice. Okay, that is me with all console games / controllers. What the fuck? How do I do this? Oh, new follower. Harry Ingram? is that right? Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into the stream. How is your Wednesday going? I think it comes on Friday. Oh, okay. So we've got. There could be more. There will be more patches, but yeah. The only thing that I've seen that worries me is what Timeless saw this morning. Timeless was asking about like streaming potential, and there is a creator mode. So if you go into the options, go to the volume options, and then there's a creator mode. You can press the creator mode in there, and that just nukes the audio, so the menu audio, the entrance tracks, and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's going to be a massive impact. So if you've got stream, yeah, I just mean like in terms of like it will kill it if you don't have the ability to play any other music through the stream. It probably means that you won't watch entrances and things like that. Menu music's not too much of an issue for me because I turn all my menu music off in most games anyway. But yeah, it's just.
The thing is, with this game, right? If we can go out as a blanket statement and say you are able to watch this live and that is it, and you just nuke the VOD as soon as you finish, because if you're playing a wrestling game, same as playing Guitar Hero and stuff like that, you need the music.
Yeah, 100%.
So it'd just be a case of you're here to watch it live. If you're not here, sorry you missed it. But there'll be no VOD because there is no way you can play a wrestling game, especially if you're going through like a career mode and you are in the middle of the ring or whatever, you're wrestling, and then I don't know, so a wrestler comes out through the Titantron and their music hits, but there's no music and you just see him running down. That's like half the atmosphere gone.
It's like you think work. Of that announcement moment, like some of the best entrances in wrestling history has always been based around the split second. It's a piece of glass breaking for Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's the if from the if you smell kind of thing. It's the you think you know me. Yeah, exactly. That sort of stuff. Those bits, that's the attention grabber. That's the hook. And if you get rid of that, and if Stone Cold just comes mooching out onto the top of the stage with no like smash, it's like, what are you doing here? Fuck, go back stage. Your music's not started. Get back.
100% it will be just stream it, but just nuke the VOD afterwards. As far as we're aware, and all the DMCA stuff that happened previously, like they can't catch you live or they can't put the complaint in live. So just make sure that as soon as you finish it, you get rid of the stream. And then obviously they can't go back then. I guess that goes with clips as well. But yeah, it is a pain in the ass having all this DMCA stuff, and it does ruin experiences, especially when your game heavily relies on the music side of things. But it's what it is, isn't it? We have to find different ways around things.
See, there's cool ways that we can get past it. So we've got a stream deck. We've got 2 stream decks, effectively in the studio. Only one plumbed in, but we could have a second stream deck that just has a folder full of music. So we could have like a a rip-off, like a Wish.com Stone Cold Steve. David sends me, he's done like an APA version. He's made his own version of the APA track. He's done his own version of the Shawn Michaels Sexy Boy intro and stuff like that. So we could play our own music, which would be fun for us, and it'd be a nice little sort of like meme for us to lean into.
Yeah.
But that's only fine when you know the intros are coming. What, like, if you're mid-match and you hear that, by God, Austin's coming down to the game, but you don't know that's coming. You're like, oh shit, fucking, oh is it? Someone's coming down. Is it? Oh, it's no, oh, fuck, it's Austin. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh fuck, I've just played Edge's music. Fuck. No, stop. Austin. And by that point, he's in the middle of the ring beating the shit out of you. It's like, fuck's sake. So, yeah. I mean, we're having a conversation this morning. Neil mentioned something like WWE owns the music. How is it not licensed in game? And that's where we were talking about it yesterday on stream. The ridiculousness of copyright law and modern laws in a digital age. Laws just don't move fast enough with the digital age. Laws haven't caught up to having the internet, let alone people being able to fully interact. You guys are looking into my house and the studio at the very same time. The laws aren't equipped to deal with that properly yet. So you have that, multiplied by the difficulties that licensing law brings into it, and it's ridiculous. So it's WWE can go to 2K. Yeah, of course you can use the music, but they haven't licensed that music for us to use 2K's license. We would need to license the license, or just license from WWE to be able to stream that sort of stuff, which is an extension. It's mad that there isn't simple fixes, but this isn't a problem that's just limited to WWE or to 2K or to Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a content creation / copyright / licensing law that's much, much, much bigger than that one game. So it's a ball ache, but it's until someone comes up with a system that negates the law, or a law that doesn't need a system, then we're fucked. At the moment, we're stuck in this limbo where one isn't doing the other, which is poop. Exactly, I have that on my stream. Issue is there's no way to mute a section of the game, i.e. just the music. Yeah, you'd need a digital mixer hooked into your game. You'd need the game to have music output separately, but they won't do that because technically putting music to a different sound output that just doesn't get saved on your VOD still is not legit. We do that because we're taking a risk with that, as do a lot of content creators, but it's still not legit. You shouldn't really be doing stuff like that, so they wouldn't enable or work to try and build that sort of stuff in. Twitch can do live DMCA strikes now, changed recently. They've always been able to. It just requires hands-on stuff, so they don't tend to do that sort of stuff, but they've always been able to. The last wrestler I saw come out of the ring without music is the Giant in WCW. Oh, fuck me. That's a throwback. Just slowly walking down to the ring, quiet as fuck. Yeah.
Unlocked memories.
And then we get, like, fast forward a little bit. But then he got his glass breaker moment though, and that was the well, it's the big show. But yeah, exactly. Oh, powerbomb. I can't believe the captain in Thano. That too. WWE notorious for taking down and putting in copyright claims on YouTube videos and streamers too. It's turgid. WWE and UEFA, two of the most fan dependent brands in the world, going after fans. You upload a video that has the UEFA Champions League theme tune in it, well, that's it. Say goodbye to it. You might as well just give up your house and your kids.
Yeah.
Ain't no point. Unfortunately, WWE 2K has a few glitches, so I'm not playing anymore until it's patched. Had to restart My Rise twice now on the old gen.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit shit because you always want to get started into it. I'm kind of used to that. But from a community perspective,
Master Leagues.
Yeah, because nobody starts a Master League in week one because you're waiting for your option files and stuff like that. So you start a rough Master League that you don't mind continuing, or don't mind ditching rather than continuing. So I'm used to that kind of thing. I don't tend to go straight into full story stuff like that unless it's a story game. But yeah, that said, it should really work. But yeah, it's so illogical. It is. Tell you what else is illogical though. We have 5 stories for you today, plus a 6th story that we've just tacked on right at the beginning. So the first story of the day should be the fact that tonight PlayStation fans rejoice because State of Play returns tonight, 10 p.m. UK time. There will be a bunch of announcements and some new content. No PSVR stuff, but there is a lot of rumours about that. What could be? Could it be God of War Ragnarok? Could it be Ghostwire Tokyo? Could it be, what's it called? Project Spartan, or whatever it's called? Project Spartacus, that's it. The Game Pass alike that PlayStation are delivering. So there's a lot to talk about what could be included within that show. That's our start story. We'll then jump into the fact that we've just been talking about WWE. EA may be looking to buy the rights to WWE. So 2K have just started to hit the ground, or the mat, and landed. Hit the landing this time, as opposed to last time they fumbled it completely. They might not get another chance, as EA are looking to pick up WWE. Sticking with EA, a new Dead Space remake developer live stream is coming on Friday. That's an article that we should have had yesterday, but we had to shift over today. As was the fact that Forspoken has been delayed by 5 months, and Bethesda is working on a 5-year roadmap for Fallout 76. So that's a lot of news for us to cover. We will pick up the pace, particularly on the later articles. But before we even touch on any of that, this is the first article of the day. This one literally broke just as we were going live. There's not much that we can go into it. It's just an instant, ooh, this could grow into something. It could disappear, but it's definitely worth talking about because it's just broken now. This is written by Tom Phillips at Eurogamer. The US probes possible insider trading in the Activision Microsoft deal. Quote, it was simply a lucky bet. Yeah, of course it was. So the US Justice Department and the SEC are investigating potential insider trading connected to Microsoft's $69 billion buyout of Activision, the Wall Street Journal has reported, and specifically the large bets placed on stock by 3 men just days prior to the deal becoming public. So on the 14th of January, the men spent more than $100 million on Activision stock options priced at just $40 a share, underneath the company's then $63 price. In effect, they were already making a profit. 4 days later, on the 18th of February, Activision announced it was being bought in a deal worth $95 a share. If and when this deal is ratified, the men stand to make more than $100 million in profit. Who are these men? The former chairman and CEO of 20th Century Fox, Barry Diller, music mogul and DreamWorks co-founder David Geffen, and socialite Alexander von Furstenberg, son of German Prince Egon von Furstenberg. The trio are now being investigated as to how they knew each other and what they may have known of Activision being acquired. It's okay. It was simply a lucky bet. They had absolutely no links to Activision, did they? No? Okay, let's keep on reading. However, various details are already public. For example, it's interesting to note that billionaire Diller has served alongside controversial Activision Blizzard boss Bobby Kotick for years as a board member at Coca-Cola. Diller and Geffen have been lifelong friends, the Wall Street Journal reported, and previously worked together. And as for von Furstenberg, well, Diller is now married to his mum. It was simply a lucky bet, Diller told Wall Street Journal. We acted on no information of any kind from anyone. It's just one of those coincidences. Microsoft and Activision declined to comment. Yes, of course you did. You 100% spend $100 million on a company just 3 to 4 days before it gets put onto the, before it gets acquired, doubling the share price, therefore doubling your $100 million investment. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you know Bobby Kotick, CEO of the company, incredibly well. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you all know each other. You are related, / have worked with each other, / have been lifelong friends, / have family marriages pulling you all together. Yep, absolutely coincidence and completely lucky. Do you agree, babe? What are your thoughts?
It's a shocker. This is out of the thing, you just wouldn't talk to anyone. You wouldn't say anything about it publicly. Like, if this was the evidence that we had to go off of just now without any digging, you'd probably have them banged to rights. Like, it stinks. It genuinely stinks of them just being a little bit thick and naive with the fact that obviously that they had the information beforehand. Like, they've essentially got someone match fixing for them. and they're able to make millions and millions, not just a couple of million. Or was it 100 million?
They put
Over 100 million?
Yeah, so they put 100 million on at $40 a share, and then the shares were bought at $95 a share. So over 100 million. So if they'd have sold for $80 a share, there'd have been 100 million profit. But they've sold at 95. So what? I can't even work out percentages. That's like 140 million in it, something like that. I don't know.
If you, I don't care how wealthy you are. If you are putting £100 million on the line and you don't have a plan for investment, I don't believe that you would do that. I don't care how rich you are. You were putting £100 million down in the prospect of you potentially getting something back. Now, obviously, the stock market is an absolute gamble, but you must be fairly confident of some kind of outcome if you put in £100 million in to potentially get £40 million back, give or take.
I agree.
Bizarre.
I mean, the stock market being a gamble is that's par for the course for everyone. The ones that are successful are the ones that work on available information. But the idea is that all of the information is available to the whole of the market. If you haven't gone out and got that publicly available information, and that could just be a press release. If Activision had put a press release out saying we're looking to sell the company potentially in the next few days, and then everyone goes, "Whoop, okay, but let's buy those shares quickly before it dies." But everyone has the same ability. The fact that these guys have spent such a monumental amount of money just days before the biggest acquisition in video games history. Simply a lucky bet.
I'm not having it. No, seriously, anyone who has any kind of IQ over 40 will think that this is just the biggest dupe. Again, the wool being pulled over people's eyes, and they're going, "Yep, it wasn't me. It was just lucky break, I guess." Look, mate, I'm not having it. I am not having it in any way, shape, or form. I imagine the general public won't have it as well. These people are taking the piss again. So yeah. Kind of over a barrel at this point, but
the thing is though, is like
back,
if they've got the money to invest 100 million, one of them is the son of a prince or something like that, then you just know that these guys have got legal representation that's just gonna bury this under years and years of fucking paperwork. That it's just gonna go away. They're gonna get away with this. I don't know. That's what I feel. I don't know how this works, though. I don't know enough about the American judicial system when it comes to investments and insider trading. I don't know if this probe by the US Justice Department and the SEC is just it looks fishy, but we can't prove it. There's no emails or paper chains or anything that prove anything like that, and they just get away with it. Because whilst it is like, it's almost like a slap in the face. It's that obvious, air quotes, it's actually not proven. There is nothing to prove that just isn't the case. I mean, it looks fishy as fuck. And us, as you know, cynics will be like, not sure you're telling the truth there.
Yeah.
But we don't have any proof of that. So
in football terms, then, if you were a professional footballer, Graham.
Yeah, naturally.
I know it was an injury that stopped you from going pro. We all know that.
Yeah, it was when I was. It started when I was born. I left my talent behind. Fuck's sake.
So if you was a professional footballer and I wanted to get me and you were friends, and I wanted to gamble on your performance and stuff like that, is that illegal? I know it's not insider betting because you are I am betting on you to potentially use it. Same with boxing. Use boxing, for example. If you was a world-class boxer, you're going into a title fight, I bet on you to lose, and then you end up losing. Is that because I'm close to you? Would that be counted as being illegal? I don't know where the grey area is. I don't know how close you have to be to the person.
That is, and it isn't. There is friends and family stuff. I don't know where the line stops. So I think things like people that are formally affiliated with you, so be that business partners, be that your managers, be that your sponsors and stuff like that. And I think legal links as well. So like your partners through marriage and things like that, I think they count. Your family through blood, your kids and stuff, I think they can bet on stuff like that. Friends, I think that's only wrong if there's evidence that I've bet. You're my friend, so why would I bet that you're gonna lose? And if there's evidence to show that I'm betting on you losing with potentially something in mind, obviously then that's when it's dodge. But if I'm just betting on you losing, that's like me betting on United losing, which is probably a safe bet at the moment, let's be fair. But so yeah, I don't exactly know where it's stopping. If anyone knows the details on that, but I know that if there's legal stuff, it's like giveaways with friends and family. You can't like gift to friends and family because that could be like wrong. Chances are it's probably not, but it could be seen as wrong. It could actually be wrong. People have done that sort of shit before. Yeah, I'll give it to my Aunt Susan, so therefore I don't give anything away. Nice. But in this sort of sense, yeah, this is definitely wrong in terms of they are giving access to information. So if you just bet on me losing and we were friends and we'd not had a conversation about it or whatever, I think that's fine. If I say to you, we're going to lose 2-1 against Napoli, they're going to score in the or we're going to get a man sent off in like between 60 and 70 minutes ish, and then we're going to concede later on. I'm giving you actionable information that shouldn't be there, that shouldn't exist. Yeah. If you use that, even though we're only friends, that is still illegal because that's insider trading, that's match fixing, and that's effectively what insider trading is. Match fixing, essentially, in that sort of sense, it's giving out information before it should be available. Match fixing is slightly different because obviously that's something that's still got to be played out, whereas a business deal is something that's more organised, but still. Yeah, bullshit, rigged.
Bullshit.
Let's go back up a bit then. Ads says, I was supposed to be waiting anyway as I want to download people's creations. The state of play is Japanese only. Is it? Interesting. We'll jump into that one in just a second. I reckon PlayStation's brought Konami. Brought them where? Brought them where from? Do you mean bought? Timeless says, dodgy as hell, but let's not pretend it's the first time it's happened. No, it happens all the time, but still shouldn't turn a blind eye on it. That stuff is blatant as fuck. And if anyone thought Bobby Kotick was a bit of a whopper before, fall on. To use Enzo's phrase, which Nietzsche has picked up for himself, walloper, absolute walloper. Mate, you're getting, was it best part of $1 billion from the buyout when he finally leaves, kind of thing? Sorting his mate out with $100 million in the process as well. God damn.
God damn.
This happens all the time with deals in this sort of business. These guys were just stupid enough to get caught. I mean, that's the thing. They're going to get caught because it's obvious. People can see what purchases. I think, I could be wrong. Do feel free to correct me if you know. As far as I'm aware, people can see who owns what shares. I think that stuff has to be publicly available, right? So I can see that. If there's 100 shares, and it's obviously bigger numbers, but we'll go with round numbers. If there's 100 shares and these three guys bought 20 shares, they own 20% of the company. If it's a publicly traded company, you have to be able to see who has bought them, right? So someone's just looked at sales and stuff before it was bought and gone, well, this is interesting. There was a big old purchase just before it happened. So it's fucking, it's not even like stupid enough to get caught. It's just like stupid enough to even try it. Getting caught's not the issue. It's just like, what are you doing? It's in full view of everyone. You didn't get caught. It just was seen by everything. Invest in NFTs. They're a solid investment, right? NFT, by the way, for those that don't understand, stands for no fucking thanks. Thank you. Nice. You seen the new Spider-Man or Batman movie? Says Instate. I've seen Spider-Man. Both seen Spider-Man. No Batman. I think that's for both of us, right?
No Batman for me. Yeah, no Batman for me yet. Yet.
I
do really, really want to go and watch it, but I'm just trying to carve out the time. Mm-hmm. Bit of a theme here.
Same. I think maybe this weekend, me and Daniel talked about maybe going on Saturday to see the new Man-Bat. We will see. One of them's an SOB. Oh, hell yeah. Goddamn right. Left his brain behind too. Was that me? What, at birth? Left my skill behind on my brain. Yeah, touche. At least I can spell bought though. Sorry, okay. There's a potential that's enough to raise alarm bells and therefore be investigated. Bruce Grobbelaar match fixing is illegal using insider info. Grey area, but still illegal. Grey area, but still illegal. It is, yeah. Insider info is. and match fixing is essentially the same sort of thing. So yeah. Technically, I can't win an Ice Cream Uploads hat if you are drawing without a third party present. Hold on, is that why I haven't won a hat yet? Do you know what? To be fair, that's actually a good point, David. I'd gone from the fact that, I mean, you live in a different county and shit like that, but technically you're a blood relative. So yeah. Do you know what? If you ever did win, and someone did kick off about the fact that you won, I'd just re-roll again and give you one. Not like that. That's not what she said. So, but yeah, I haven't seen David in 2 years, so I kind of took that as like, it's just one of the boys kind of thing. But yeah, that's a good point. We took Danielle. Like Danielle did actually win once, which is where the rigged stuff started. Was it like the month after? I think Nietzsche won and then Danielle technically won, so we had to re-roll it again. So yeah. Ekadam says the new Batman is finger almost touching thumb, but not quite emoji. What does that mean? Okay, chef's kiss. Nice. You'll love it, baby. Nice. Thank you very much for dropping the first time chat, dude, as well. We appreciate anyone that ever drops the first time chat. New chatters, welcome in. Some people might not like us calling out when it's their first time chat, but it's nice to see. I want to let you know that we appreciate you being here. So thank you very much. I think Asim was indifferent about the new Batman film after watching it 3 times in 4 days.
He just had to be 100% sure that he didn't like it before saying it.
Didn't Mrs. Day win a few months ago and you re-rolled? Mrs. Day won the Nietzsche. I think it was the other way around, was it? You could be right. I can't remember which way it was. But yeah, Danielle won. I thought Nietzsche won and then Danielle won because that's where the... well, if it wasn't rigged banter before, it's got to start there. So we re-rolled it. Although we had re-rolled it before you'd even seen it. So you guys, in theory, wouldn't have even known that Danielle had re-rolled because won it, but it was good content, so we shared it. I watched Endgame 3 times in 1 day. That's your whole day gone. God damn. So yes, anyway, that's just the opening story. That wasn't even on the agenda. Let's jump into the actual main story of the day now. So for that, if you missed it, the US is looking into the Microsoft purchase of Activision. There has been evidence of some potential insider trading. 3 dodgy blokes spent 100 million quid just days before they earn another 100 million quid off the purchase. I mean, that's absolute just chance, right? Yeah, right. I don't believe it, but you make your own minds up. The next story, though, is a little bit more professional. This one is from Tom Ivan at VGC. PlayStation State of Play returns on Wednesday with a special focus on Japanese games. PS5 and PS4 titles will be on show during the 20-minute broadcast. Sony Interactive Entertainment has confirmed it will stream a new State of Play presentation this Wednesday, the 9th of March, kicking off at 10 p.m. GMT. That's for us in the UK, obviously. There is other time zones, as you can see, but I'll leave those just to save confusion. And lasting for about 20 minutes, the broadcast will focus on announcements and updates for games coming to PS5 and PS4. Note, this is a quote by the way, note we won't have any updates on PSVR 2 titles or hardware in this broadcast, Sony said. The show is clocking in around 20 minutes, give or take, with a special focus on highlighting great games coming from some of our beloved Japanese publishers, though we'll have a few updates from other developers located around the world too. End quote. Sony's most recent State of Play presentation was broadcast on February 2nd, which focused exclusively on Gran Turismo 7, offering over 30 minutes of new PS5 footage and gameplay details. The company's upcoming exclusives include God of War Ragnarok, Final Fantasy 16, the recently delayed Forspoken, more on that later, and Ghostwire Tokyo. The platform holder is also said to be planning a major overhaul of its subscription offerings. PlayStation's upcoming Game Pass competitor, Project Spartacus, is reportedly, quote, pretty close to launching, end quote. Well, we can stop there. So, a bunch of things to consider then. There is a State of Play tonight. For those that don't know what State of Plays are, those are PlayStation's conferences where they give you updates on the State of Play, i.e. what games they have coming out, what games they have coming in the future. Just giving you updates on what to expect now and what to expect down the line. This one has a special focus on Japanese games across PS4 and PS5, will last 20 minutes and will then also include content from brands outside of Japan too. Where would you put your hat then, babe? What do you feel you'd expect to see within this broadcast?
I don't know, maybe something more Final Fantasy stuff. Like, I genuinely don't know, because as much as I am a fan of Japanese games, I'm not heavily invested in them all. So there could be stuff that's going on that's gone way over my head, or just I'm too ignorant to it. Like, I don't genuinely know like what's the latest and greatest JRPG that's knocking about. But I imagine that's what the main focus of this is going to be. It's obviously not going to be anything to do with the PS Vita. We know that for sure. But yeah, I genuinely have no idea. This is what it's just going to be eyes open kind of thing. Like, what I'm going in with zero expectation, because I don't know what the hell anything could be. So your guess is as good as mine with this. I mean, as is saying, Konami's being bought by Sony. Sorry, being brought by Sony.
It didn't say bought at all. No. And we've not mentioned it 4 times already. That's what you get, ads. That's what you get.
It's I don't know where the hell you've heard that one, if I'm being honest. Like, what part of Reddit have you gone to find that? But yeah, it's. I genuinely have no idea. I'm just sort of waiting with bated breath, eyes open, see what the hell's coming out. I genuinely have no idea. I mean, this is probably the first time that I'm going into a conference, and I just think, do you know what? I have got no expectations, because I genuinely have no idea what the hell's going to be happening.
I think you could be right though, because like with the Japanese focus, I think Final Fantasy 16 is a good one to throw in there naturally. That is a game that has a huge appeal globally, but particularly within Japanese markets as well. So I think Final Fantasy 16 is a good one to throw in there. And then that's when I think, well, what other ones? There'll no doubt be some smaller games. They often have a little bit where they tail off, and they've got a 3 or 4 minute sort of montage of smaller titles, family titles, indie titles, maybe mobile-ish sort of titles. So there'll be some of that sort of stuff in there. I mean, does Ghostwire Tokyo, because it's got Tokyo in the name, does that class as Japanese focused? I mean, it's made by Bethesda, but I suppose that kind of has that sort of vibe. I mean, there's 2 if you lead with that, and you've got a few smaller ones. There's only 20 minutes of content, so if you had 3 minutes of Final Fantasy, 3 minutes of Ghostwire Tokyo, that's already 6 of your 20 minutes gone. You're over a quarter of the way into the show. Plus, you've got like obviously your intro spiel, your outro spiel. I expect to see some God of War Ragnarok as well. I think when they say talking about the other studios from around the world, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw out Sony Santa Monica and go, let's have a quick look at Ragnarok. So that could be another couple of minutes in there. I would have expected Forspoken. I don't expect Forspoken to be in there now, because they've done what Sony tends to do, is stuff that they're not going to talk about, they tend to push out in front of the show. Almost like before the curtain lifts, it's like, oh, quick look at this, because it's not going to be in the show. And they did that earlier on in the week by going, oh yeah, Forspoken, delayed 5 months-ish. So yeah, let's not talk about that. And then they'll yank it back off with one of those sticks that comes around the neck. And then it's like, okay, we'll talk about something else now. So, I mean, we could see Forspoken in there maybe, but I think them putting it out front and centre first is them getting rid of that off the agenda.
Yeah.
PSVR,
I'd much prefer that.
Yeah, me too.
I'd much prefer them getting get ahead of the curve, and then people go, "Where the fuck's Forspoken? What? We just had a conference and no one showed me anything." Like the know before, and now you're probably not going to see it. Which is great.
It kind of works on every level as well, because there's none of that, hey, let's all get excited, grab yourself some popcorn, get yourself a nice brew, sit down, and let's tell you about a game that's not coming for 5 months now, longer. And it's like, for fuck's sake, what? So if you get that out of the way first, then we can just talk about the good stuff. Yeah, forget the delays. Okay, so we'll push that out in front. Yeah, by the way, this is delayed. Okay, now back to the show. And the same thing with PSVR 2 as well. PSVR 2 didn't get a press release sort of thing. I saw it in the tweet. So the message within this article, it says, note, we won't have any updates on PSVR 2 titles or hardware in this broadcast. I actually saw that from the PlayStation Australia Twitter account. So PlayStation Australia posted the blue asset. So this one at the top of the screen here. This state of play asset. They posted that in their first tweet and then responded to that tweet with this line here: no, there will be no PSVR 2. So they kept that a little bit smaller, I think, which is fine for me, because they've just had a big PSVR 2 update. Was it last week, where we got to see what it looked like, a bit more tech information and stuff. So yeah, okay, what else are you going to do? Just show us the lenses from a different angle? Great. I can't really VR it myself, so yeah, fine. Okay, let's leave that off the agenda. So I am interested to see if there is, so let's jump back into what Ads has said. The rumor mill obviously keeps going. Yeah, but Konami's going to get bought by Sony. Actually, Konami's going to get bought by Sony. Oh, Konami's going to... And the reason that is happening is there's not really anything else to say in that sort of sense. Not that it's likely, but everyone's looking at acquisitions and mergers after the Activision stuff, after everything else that's been ongoing and so on. Who's next? And people keep going, oh, so I'm going to buy EA. Well, EA, maybe not, because EA are looking at buying other things. More on that in the next story. But, so you're looking around at who else is left? Konami. Who could buy Konami? Microsoft, Steam, or PlayStation? Well, Microsoft is American. Steam is American, right? Valve is American, right? I mean, I'll assume it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it is. I think it is.
If I'm wrong, it doesn't really matter to the argument that much. It's not a Japanese company, which PlayStation is, and we've already had news articles in the past that have covered the fact that Japan is quite protective of its industries, of its big brands, of its conglomerates. They all have shares in each other's companies to stop them from being bought out by outsiders. And Xbox isn't a Japanese company, it's an outsider. So if anyone's going to buy big Japanese companies, it's going to be another big Japanese company, i.e. PlayStation. So that's where that rumor mill comes from. I am intrigued to see, though, if there will be anything like that, any merger and acquisition stuff. Because if we are talking Japanese only, if there is going to be a purchase of a Japanese company, be it Konami, Square Enix, massive company, huge publisher, tons of titles, could they be purchased? I don't feel like we'll get one of those things. Feel free to correct me tomorrow morning, though, 10 a.m.-ish, when we go live with the next scoop, when we realise that PlayStation have just bought Konami and Square Enix and fucking everyone else as well. Well, what the fuck do I know?
I'm happy to be proved wrong, put it that way.
Yeah, I don't foresee that, not in a 20-minute broadcast. That said, I could be wrong. For me, I see that as someone on stage. Jim Ryan walks out and says something on stage, not just a pre-recorded 30-second segment in a 20-minute video. So I could be wrong. I don't see we'll get some sort of mergers and acquisition stuff in this, though. Viv says, I expect everything. Goddamn right. Timeless says, new Persona. That's a good shout. We will see. 10 p.m. tonight. I will probably still be on stream playing PUBG at 10 p.m. tonight. I intend to not be on late tonight, he says, famous last words. Because I need to catch up on some sleep.
2:00 in the morning job.
Yeah, probably. I need to catch up on some sleep and help try get rid of this bloody cough. As you can see, it's coming back because I've been talking for more than 5 minutes. So 1 second.
Cough.
And we're back. BizFeed is better than Reddit. BizFeed? What is this? Is this like BuzzFeed for ants? Bloodborne remake, maybe. Do you think? Nah,
I can't see that. Yeah.
I think we'd be more likely to get some sort of like Elden Ring exclusives or something like that than a Bloodborne remake at this point. 20 minutes of eFootball. Maybe. Valve is American. Yes, there you go. Walks out, does the elephant and yells, "Suck it, Xbox." That's the showcase. Way! Check out the... Is that elephant?
Fantastic for the bands.
Is that elephant just got a normal human-sized nose? Is that a trunk? God damn, it must be cold for that elephant. Woo.
Yeah.
You should spit, not swallow, G. The phlegm, that is. Easy, Tiger. This is not a family show, actually, so carry on. Do what you want. Fill your boots. I mean, you could fill your boots. They'd be a bit sticky. Matt Bombshell, then. Do you know? I don't even need to do that, Mark. Exclamation mark horn. Nice. Okay, PlayStation State of Play returns tonight, 10 p.m. UK time. We will have you the details tomorrow, whether we watch it live on stream, within the stream later on or not. So do feel free to join us there. But talking about mergers and acquisitions, it's been brought up twice already within the 2 articles that we've had so far. And in the pre-show waffle as well about WWE. So let's jump straight into this one. Ewan Moore at... What website is this, actually? I don't even know what website this is.
Is it Gaming Bible?
Is that what it is? Yeah, it's one of those dodgy websites where they just don't even bother putting their brand placement top left where everyone expects to see it. So nice. Ewan Moore at website says EA set to acquire major video game franchise from rival publisher. So publisher Electronic Arts is reportedly in negotiations to pick up the rights to a hugely popular video game franchise from a rival company. Okay, you do realise that we're a paragraph in now, Ewan. You can have said what it is by this point. You don't have to hold us back. It's all right. He's going to mention it in his next paragraph, though, isn't he, right? EA already has a vast library of established IP, including the same as Battlefield, FIFA, NHL. It also somewhat infamously acquired the exclusive rights to make and publish Star Wars games back in 2013. We all remember how that went. Okay, that's another paragraph down. And we still haven't got to what we're trying to get to. This is why we don't often cover Gaming Bible and stuff, because they absolutely clickbait and hold you forever. Just give us the news. God damn. Oh, there we go. According to a new report by Fightful, the overall performance of 2K Games' recently released WWE 2K22 could lead to a new deal with EA as the WWE weighs up, moving the franchise to a new home. Quote, multiple sources have stated that WWE has had preliminary discussions with EA about bringing the WWE games line over to one of the top gaming publishers in the world. Fightful's report reads, the WWE has... The WWE? Is that? Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, has been creating its wrestling games alongside 2K games since the early 2010s after THQ, who originally held the license, went bankrupt. A 6-year deal was signed in 2016, meaning this year's installment could well be the last one the partnership yields. It's no secret that WWE 2K20 was widely condemned by fans and critics alike. Over on the Metacritic. What? Everything's got a the. Over on Metacritic, the game has a user score of just 1.6. Can't imagine the WWE was particularly thrilled about having its brand associated with such a reviled game. Even with WWE 2K22 so far being much better received, a change remains on the table. We just hope that EA learned its lesson with Star Wars. It probably didn't, though. Nice. Took all that time to get into it and then finished up with a little bit of backhanded toxicity. Nice. Great. So there you go. EA is set to acquire WWE-ish. What are your thoughts, Bish?
I personally can't see it. The only way that this would ever go to EA, I think, is if the contract was due to come to an end and EA threw a shit ton of money at it. Like for what I've seen so far and the limited amount of gameplay that I have seen rather than play, because I was doing a little bit of capturing on it, and the enjoyment that I've seen other people playing this game, like, it looks like a very good game. It looks like the year off has done them well. I think VGC have given this 4 out of 5 as well. Chris Scullion did pretty much a 48-hour all-nighter, shall we say, and all-dayers, 2 of them. Just to be able to try and get a review out for this. And he loves the game. He loves the momentum of it. He loves the pacing of it. He loves the graphics. Like, for what it is now, compared to where we were, this game is infinitely better than it ever was. So I can't see EA coming in and taking this from them. I mean, EA are starting to get back into sports games again, and that sounds stupid considering that they've done it for a long time anyway, but they didn't have golf games. They didn't have boxing games. The start, obviously, they're still pretty continuing to pump out NFL, NHL, and FIFA games. Like, they do UFC games as well. So, do they want to add a wrestling game to their portfolio? I think so. I think it'll be a very financially viable option for them, providing that they do a good job with it. Like, can another wrestling game afford to take a year out while EA get to grips with how to make one? Because the UFC games and WWE are not the same thing.
Yeah,
like you might have a little bit of the combat aspect to it, but essentially they are 2 completely different genres of fighting, shall we say, combat games.
You will have models and skin, like character frames and templates that you can build off, but everything else around it is different. Yeah, I completely agree.
So they can't just jump into this with both feet and go, "We're going to make a wrestling game." They would have had to have been doing this for the last couple of years to get used to how the characters will be able to move on the screen and bounce into the ropes, jump off a turnbuckle, go through a table, go over the barricade, walk out of a Titantron, all the backstage stuff. So I don't think it's easy as easy as them saying we want to make a wrestling game, we want to buy the WWE, it's the biggest license in wrestling, let's go for that. I think if they wanted to get into it, they probably might have gone for AEW instead, just to be able to get their claws back into it. But as from what I understand, Ukes has done that, and Ukes are the wrestling company when it comes to making video games, in my opinion. Obviously, 2K have made great strides in the past of being close to that. What people obviously still talk about is THQ that did the No Mercy games and stuff like that, wasn't it? So, like, it's difficult. Like, just because you have the license doesn't mean that you're going to have a good wrestling game. Fuck me, we're seeing that with 2020.
Yeah.
And they had to take a year off. So EA might well be in the market for it, but I don't think it'll be financially good decision for them to do it right now. That doesn't mean to say that in 3 or 4 years' time that they don't end up taking it from them, because we're still waiting to see how the new. I always forget who makes the new games. What are they called? At 2K,
Visual Concepts.
The new people, Visual Concepts, or what it's called, Visual Reflections. That's not right.
Ubisoft Reflections.
Sorry,
You're thinking Uber Reflections.
So visual. It's gone out my head again.
Concepts.
Visual Concepts. They've taken a while to get used to this engine now. So yeah, I
can
don't
tell
think
as
this
well,
is...
though, can't you? Like, just the videos and stuff that you've clipped. So we've shared some clips on our social channels. Bibby's just, I mean, not even like super detailed over the top stuff, just looking at entrances and watching like The Rock's entrance, the NWO's entrance and stuff like that. The Rock you'd say he's better because he's clearly himself as he is. They've scanned him and he's like inch perfect, whereas like Hollywood Hulk Hogan's about 97 now, so to get him in his prime, that's 20 years ago, kind of, well, past his prime, but you know what I mean, his Hollywood prime. That was 20 years ago, so they've had to, like, you can tell this subtle differences, whereas The Rock's got the right veins in the right places, and it just looks fucking incredible.
But even Stone Cold, the one that I posted yesterday, he's managed to get his swagger, his walk, the way that he approaches everything, the way he bounces through the ropes, the way he walks up to the turnbuckle and stuff. Like, I think you'd be forgiven to thinking. I said you'd have to take a second glance and go, bloody hell, that is actually a video game, and that's the oldest thing I think I've ever said. But like the whole kit and caboodle. I'm trying to put it into a nice little segment with a little bow in it, but the whole kit and caboodle of the game and how it performs so far is exceptional. So how Visual Concepts can continue to do this in the coming years, I don't know. We don't know what EA have in the pipeline. I still think it would be a dead rubber for them to get into the game at this moment in time. That's not to say that they won't ever do one. But, I mean, they took a couple of years out of, I'd say a couple of years. They've taken like 7 or 8 year hiatus from making golf games. How that's going to be compared to the likes of the Golf Club and 2K21 with their golf game, I don't know. I don't know.
It's an interesting one. Like because I go down like 2 different routes internally. I'm thinking, why are WWE going for it? Because they're thinking,
stay frosty, yeah.
Oh, stay frosty, yeah. Bacon Shin is gifting a sub to Shields.
Hey, legend.
All white treacle. How you doing, Af? Welcome in. So yeah, my instant reaction is thank you very much for that gifted, by the way. I appreciate that. That's your 10th. Yeah, you've got yourself a decade of gifted subs. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got on 2 different routes. REA after this because they want what would we call it? What? What? Like a WWE Ultimate Team? Are we looking at that sort of stuff? Are we looking at more packs and stuff in this? If so, snooze fest. Or is EA looking at diversifying their portfolio? Because, I mean, if we go off of yesterday's conversations, the fact that Belgium have already squashed loot boxes, other countries are looking at it. There are conversations in parliamentary level where the UK's government is looking at gambling in video games and stuff. So that could eventually be an 18 plus / illegal thing to put in. Could we see EA having to either age restrict their products, which the WWE is not age restricted, it's not 18 plus. So would WWE be open to that being age restricted and having gambling bits in it? Or is EA looking at diversifying their portfolio? So rather than just making a bajillion every 5 seconds in FIFA, are they looking at actually, we'll just make a few million every few minutes across FIFA and NHL and Madden and UFC and golf and WWE? Go back to be the whole of market sports powerhouse that we used to be. I think it could be a bit of that. I'm not entirely against EA doing sports games because EA has phenomenal resources. And there was a good quote in the chat, speaking about resources. David says, in the Cultaholic article, they say that insiders have said WWE has shown, this is a quote, WWE has shown a lot of frustration with the reception and lack of success of recent games. The gaming market is a major selling point for them, and they believe they've fallen behind the competition, end quote. The report goes on to claim that WWE feels their games have been given less development resources than other 2K titles, such as the annual NBA series. Reportedly, the budget for WWE's games have dropped annually since the release of 2K15. I read that, and I full on resonate with that. Look at how big and how great NBA 2K has gone since I think like 2013, 14, somewhere around that time. All of a sudden, NBA 2K looked like fucking real life, and it's got better and better every year since. And then WWE, most people you know will have probably not played it as much or something of that variety. Some people will still play it, but whereas everyone you know went from playing it a lot, I think the quality of WWE is as an item, a product itself, deteriorating questionably. Obviously, that's my sentiment over that sort of period has probably not helped. But the fact that the games themselves just don't seem to have kept up the pace with the other one, there's definitely some meat on the bones there. My worry, though, is it just at the wrong time? If you were going to pull this, then you should have been doing this when they're talking about the Ukes sort of situation. If I know they signed a 6-year contract, which ends this year, but them changing developer halfway through that contract I'd say that's grounds for ending the contract a little bit early or something like that. At this point, you've just gone for one of the biggest sort of like, what's the opposite of a heel turn? Is there a face turn where someone bad becomes good? Yeah. Is that? I've heard the phrase heel turn. I've just never heard a heel turn. I've never heard a face turn. But yeah,
turns to a baby face.
So we're seeing that turning a negative into a positive. The start of the rise of WWE 2K games again. All intents and purposes. Bearing in mind, the majority of the world haven't played this yet. It comes out to the majority tomorrow. So take that with a pinch. At this point, like, I kind of want this game. No, not kind of. I definitively, from my perspective, want this game to be successful, for 2K to be really good, and for the curve to continue with 2K having hold of this game, doing what they can. I know last year was shit. The year before was shit. And they know that. They took time out of that. They left 1 year of their 6-year exclusivity deal on the table because they went, okay, we'll do a better job. And they've done it. They've done a better job. So if that's what they can do, having to like pull out the stops and make something shit into something reasonable, imagine what it's going to be every year going forward now, building off of that. So I think this is the wrong time to pull it away and give it to EA in my eyes. So yeah, don't do it. Keep it where it is. EA set to acquire WWE games? Not for me. I'm fine keeping WWE games with 2K. I very much would like that. EA have already started to hoover up racing games and golf and other things. We don't need to give them wrestling too. You guys focus on that. Let the full-on sports simulation guys at 2K and Visual Concepts work on this, because we've seen already with just the entrances of The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin that they've got the skills to make something phenomenal. Let them work it. Good chat, this boys, says Bacon Chip. Well, thank you very much, sir. They want to monopolize sports games again so they can sell an EA Sports sub. GG's. Yeah, very good talking point. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned like just getting back into making profits. So if they had to ditch the Ultimate Team / loot box route and went away from gambling, subscription route works just as well. The battle passes and season passes and things like that. Or is it more of a Netflix / Game Pass route? We've seen in all forms of entertainment and media over the last 10 years that brands have realized that, okay, we don't need to just sell our products via third-party stores. We can sell them via subscription stores. And then over the last 5 years, they've realized, actually, subscription stores, we can do it by ourselves. We don't need to put it on Netflix and Amazon Prime. HBO can just make HBO Max. Disney can just make Disney Plus. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get EA Plus, where they go, okay, well, we've got EA Play, and you get it through the likes of other things. I won't be surprised if they're looking to just build that out. So that's good. That's good point. Good angle. Yeah. Didn't even think of that. GG's. So yeah, there you go. Okay, we'll put a pin in that one, and then we'll pick up the pace for these last few articles because we have shelved them from yesterday. So I don't want to shelve them again. So we'll start to pick up the pace. It'll be more of a news roundup rather than in-depth discussion for these ones. Yeah. So Tom Ivan at VGC says a new Dead Space remake developer live stream is coming on Friday. It will take place at 6 p.m. GMT on March the 11th. So this Friday, 6 p.m. in the UK. Electronic Arts Motive Studio is set to hold a new developer live stream for its upcoming Dead Space remake on March the 11th. Quote, Motive invites you to the latest in their series of early looks at development and what goes into the remake of a game. It said on Monday the live stream will take place at 6 p.m. on Friday. EA announced that it was working on a Dead Space remake with a short teaser trailer in July. We'll stop there. It kind of says all you need to know. That's just an FYI. If you're interested in the new Dead Space game, I will... Is that the teaser? Yeah, I'll play the teaser on mute while I'm talking this bit over. It's only a minute long. If you're interested in the new Dead Space game, which looks really good. Obviously, this was from EA Play 2021 last year when we first got to see it. We did feature this on the Scoop. Did we watch the EA Play live? I think we did, didn't we, last year?
I think we did. I don't know. We did quite a lot of watch-alongs last year.
Yeah.
So they're all kind of merging into one. But I think we did, yeah.
Yeah, well, we definitely covered it anyway. Whether we covered it live or whether we covered it the morning after, this game looks badass. So if you're looking forward to shitting yourself, and playing Dead Space at the same time as well, whatever fills your boots. I shit my pants. I shit my pants. There we go, Tito. Nice. That will be we will get more details on that on Friday 6 p.m. Naturally we won't be doing a watch along at that point in time, but we will have it ready for you Monday morning if you don't watch the live conference. So yeah, Dead Space reveal live stream from the developer. That is taking place at 6 p.m. This Friday. Okay, next up, we've mentioned this one already in the show as well. Forspoken has been delayed by almost 5 months. Shout out to Timeless as well for sharing this in the Discord. Don't forget, you guys can shape our show by sharing news with us in the Discord, as Bibby always tells you every time we're wrapping up the show anyway. But just wanted to say again, steal his thunder. Afternoon all, wasn't expecting you to go live so early today. Sorry, JMK, we were almost on time. Yeah, usually we're getting ready to start about now. So yeah, Joe Skrebels at IGN has this one, says the delay will help the dev team to focus all of our efforts on polishing the game. So developer Luminous Productions has delayed open world action RPG Forspoken from May the 25th to October the 11th. In a statement on Twitter, the dev team said the delay would let them focus all of our efforts on polishing the game. The game had only received its original release date in December of last year. The PS5 and PC game was announced in 2020 and has been relatively quiet ever since. In a hands-off preview last year, we said that the game, which has been created by Final Fantasy 15 developers, has an off-kilter take on the JRPG formula and looks more like an open-world RPG in the vein of Assassin's Creed and The Witcher than anything I've ever previously seen from Square Enix. The team has high hopes for its unexpected Project 2, from aiming for the highest quality visuals ever in an open-world game. It's a bit of a high statement. Highest quality visuals ever in an open world game, to bringing in Rogue One writer Gary Whitta. Nice. And Uncharted creator Amy Hennig at different points of the development process. Starring Frey, a young woman pulled from modern New York into a fantastical realm called Athea. The game will feature a focus on magic, parkour, and high-speed action. Despite the delay, the game still has a number of additions to pre-order. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, this game kind of it didn't speak to me, but how can I put it? tickles me fancy a little bit because it's not just like Knights of Medieval stuff. It's someone from our world that's been taken back to Knights of Medieval stuff. And I'm thinking like this is like my gateway, like potential. Not saying I will play it, but this is like my gateway drug to get me to play a like full on RPG-ish stuff like that. I am someone from the modern world. I'm not used to longbows, crossbows, shields, heavy swords, broadswords, and stuff like that. I'm used to like, can I get a holographic and a red dot, please? Have you got any flashbangs? Nice. So take me out and put me into that environment by letting me channel that through the lead character in the game. That kind of speaks to me. Then you add in the best visuals ever. Okay, a lot of my problems with a lot of the RPG games are they're very similar. It's always dirty, muddy graphics. It's always like a grey sort of colour scale, and then lots of hack and slash with numbers popping up every time you hit someone. Same.
Love that.
I know you do. It's hashtag baby game. So that. Give me the best visuals ever. And then you add to that Gary Whitta. Yeah. So Gary Whitta, for those that don't know, he podcasts. He's part of the team at Kind of Funny Games. But he's also done writing for comics, writing for TV, writing for film, writing for games. He was involved in writing Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is possibly the best written Star Wars film over the last 20 years-ish. So, yeah, great content creator. So
see, this, I didn't think that... I never would have thought the reason why Forspoken has been... Because they're saying that they're adding polish, but if they're bringing in two writers at completely different times, the writers are probably going, do you know what? The story wasn't that good in the first place. We can make this better for you. They're just using that stupid word polish that I hate when they're talking about delaying video games because it could mean a myriad of different things, but they just use polish because it's just an all-encompassing thing. Hate it, but you never know. These two have just gone and go, do you know what? Your story was a bit shit. We can make this a lot better for you. Put it back 7 or 8 months. And then we'll sort that out for you. We'll write it in a month. Give the developers time to put our story into the game. Remove the shit one, and then we're good to go again. Like that. That makes much more sense to me than just delaying it for polish.
I think you could be right though. Like if you, I mean, there's a couple of different things. Like bring in someone like Amy Hennig, who created Uncharted. If you bring someone that's written the Uncharted series, something that has been hugely successful, pretty much launched Naughty Dog for the modern generation.
Is a bike seat sniffer.
Nietzsche is a bike seat sniffer. Thank you very much, Pearson. So you bring in Amy Hennig like that. Most people don't know who Amy Hennig is. But you bring in that person in for writing talent, storyline talent, the idea of building it. So if she comes in and goes, you do realise you have got shitloads of questions unanswered in your script. When the game's finished, you've got loads of stuff that you've not boxed off or not boxed off properly. So you need to change all of that. The way you change that is... And then that starts to make them... Like she's pulling on threads that's unraveling all this sorts of shit that then going, actually, we can't do that technically. So we need to build on something else that makes that arc come back to close the loop kind of thing. And the same thing like with Gary Whitta, someone like that, phenomenal writing talent, could do the same sort of thing. But I think with Gary Whitta as well, you have a slightly different element in the fact that Gary Whitta is... A lot of people don't know who Gary Whitta is, but a lot more people in the video games world from like... how can I don't want to say high class because Gary Whitta is like, he's an Aussie. Can you be high class and Aussie? I want to joking. I want to joking. Says bad. Calm down. But like he's written for multiple different genres and so on like that. So he brings an elevated view from the gaming world that a lot of gamers will be aware of. So you're almost bringing in a celebrity. So the cynic in me could be like, well, the Gary Whitta signing, so to speak, is promotion. You get Gary Whitta in it, then you are by proxy getting Kind of Funny Games to play that game when it comes out, pretty much. I mean, they're not forced into it. Obviously, there's going to be hashtag ad and spawn, stuff like that, if they did and so on. But you're getting promotion. That's a very clever move to do that. But I don't think it's just that. I think he has the skills to change that. So yeah, I think you're right. I think bringing both of those in, they've probably gone, okay, why doesn't that loop close? And they've gone, oh fuck, oh shit, let's put it back 5 months. Didn't realise.
From what I've heard of this game as well is
not much.
That the world, not much. But for what it's worth, I've heard that the game is quite empty so far. Like, from what they've shown off, compared to what you've got on the market now with Elden Ring, I think they may have just gone, holy shit. Like, look what they're doing over there. Control C, Control V, get it over it, get all that basic shit in it. Like, just fill the world up with more stuff. Like, if you're having an open world open world game, there needs to be people. Then every part of the adventure needs to feel like you are playing not necessarily a new game, but something that you're entering a particular realm for the first time, and it's full and it sticks in your mind. And do you know what I mean? Rather than it just being, okay, there's a couple of trees over there, there's a pond with toxic waste in it or something. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of going off fucking Fallout here, but just trying to build out the world for it to be something that someone wants to spend time in. And I think that's what Elden Ring have potentially done right so far. They have given an experience to people where they're like, I don't really want to put the controller down. So I imagine they've looked at that game and gone, shit, we need a little bit more too. So again, there's a lot of excuses that they could potentially have with this, and they've just used polish, which again, it's such a scapegoat statement. I hate it, but what can we do? Well, I don't think we'll ever know the real story. I think we've kind of come up with two pretty good excuses for them of what they could have used. If that's even the excuses, we have no idea. It could be something completely different, like that 4 people have left, and then he's trying to find 4 more people to come in and finish the game off. Who knows?
Well, they're good people. You bring Gary Whitta in, fuck it, there's 4 people on your own. He's got the skills. Because if you're not making moves...
I love that segue into Fallout then.
The what?
I said it was a lovely little segue into Fallout then.
Well, I was trying to find the Gary Whitta GIF and I couldn't get it in time, so I was kind of half not there to pick up what you were putting down. So my bad. Do you know what, babe? Sorry, I know you're upset. Don't fall out with me. Nice, let's go. Christopher Livingston at PC Gamer has our final news story, which says Bethesda is working on a 5-year roadmap for Fallout 76. It sounds like Bethesda plans to support Fallout 76 for quite some time. You can listen to this article too. I love that shit. Fucking GG's PC Gamer. The fact that you can just press it and have someone read the article out to you while you're working away. Love that stuff. So that's how we'll do it. Do you know what? Fuck it. We'll leave every other news site and we'll just feature PC Gamer and just play all of their news so we could just... This is the podcast from... Okay, let's go.
Yeah, great. Maybe sound different today.
Bethesda is working on a 5-year roadmap for Fallout 76.
Cheers, love. Okay, we'll stop. UFOs filled with alien invaders have just arrived in West Virginia. Don't panic! I'm just talking about Fallout 76, which has entered Season 8 and is now filled with extraterrestrial encounters. Fallout 76 new 2022 roadmap also promises arena fights against robots this summer, expeditions to revisit the pit this fall, last seen in Fallout 3 add-on, and a new region boss arriving in the winter. So that's a pretty packed schedule for the year, but according to Bethesda, it's just the tip of the irradiated iceberg. Speaking recently to Oz Gamers, Fallout 76 design director Mark Tucker said they are working on a roadmap that will cover the next 5 years of the post-nuclear MMO. Quote, we have long-term plans and things get a little fuzzier the further we go out because we adjust and adapt as things show up and we see what players want and what they're doing, said Tucker. But a lot of my time right now is spent on planning that 3 and 5 year roadmap. That's a long look ahead and a good sign for Fallout 76 fans as they won't soon run out of new things to do in Appalachia. Since its release in 2018, the MMO has already seen the return of human NPCs with branching dialogue, the arrival of Brotherhood of Steel, and the addition of customizable brackets premium close brackets private servers. Not everything added to Fallout 76 over the years has been a success. However, along the way, some additions to the game didn't stick, such as its Battle Royale mode, Nuclear Winter, which was taken offline in 2021. Don't expect to hear the full details of what Bethesda is planning over the next 5 years. Not at least anytime soon. It sounds like the developers themselves don't have it fully fleshed out yet. The 3-year roadmap is a lot more understood and known, Tucker said. At 5 years, it gets a little more fuzzy. So there you go. If you're interested in Fallout 76, there is shitloads of content coming for 5 years. You love to see it. You'll love to see it. Yeah. I'm a big fan of that. And do you know what? GG's to Bethesda, because it's not necessarily had its No Man's Sky sort of moment, but it's yeah, exactly. But it's kind of hard to get that with a game like something that No Man's Sky was smaller, so it had less to lose and a whole lot more to gain. Whereas Fallout 76 came with bigger budgets and a lot more history, so it had a lot more to lose, and it was already at the peak of its game, so it couldn't push further too much forward. Yeah. So it's always going to be difficult to get that No Man's Sky sort of moment. But that said, with that whole train of thought in mind, they've probably had their No Man's Sky sort of moment. They fucked up, a phrase I've used quite a bit this last week. They didn't stick the landing. They absolutely fell flat on their face, but they picked it back up again. All the way through the early parts of lockdown, we were pretty much talking about Bethesda fucked this up, Bethesda have done that wrong, Bethesda's this, that, and the other. However, by adding in the Wastelanders update and so on, they have improved that game end upon end upon end. And now they're on Season 8 and still have another 5 years of content planned in-ish. 3 years definitively, 5 years less so, but still. 5-year content roadmap. If you are a Fallout 76 player, that has to be music to your ears. I'm enjoying this game. I'm loving this game. I'm playing this game. I know that I'm going to continue enjoying this game, or at least if I align with the development team's creative decisions, I am going to continue enjoying this game for 5 years. Not many gamers that play live service or continuing games have that stability. Not many of them will know that they're going to be able to play their game at a way, shape, or form that they're enjoying in 5 months' time, let alone 5 years' time. So that's nice. That is nice. Big fan of that. Like, I don't know when PUBG's Battle Pass is coming out. I know it's coming out sometime end of the month or something like that. And then I don't know what happens after that. I don't know what that means. But these guys know that they've got content nailed in for the next 5 years. Yeah, PUBG will be making stuff for 5 years. But how? What? So, yeah, big fan. Like this. GG's Bethesda. Good to see a game turn around like this. This game was panned at launch, says Timeless. To be honest, this makes me tempted to dive in. Long-term support. No, I agree, Timeless. I agree. I mean, it's never really been a series for me. There's like a lot of series are or aren't, should I say? But the fact that there was so much variety and so much support as well, plus the fact that you can do private servers and all that level of customization stuff, they are planning long games to not just play our way. It's play how you want to play, and we will help to support you. And that's the big thing. That's the one for me. I keep hearing Gary Glitter, says Tito, not going to lie. Gary Witter. Very, very different context. Gary Witter. There you go. David said, that sounds like Evil Dead 3. What, someone going from the future back to the past? It does, to be fair. It does. But that's it. That's the stories for us. Let me give you a quick recap if you were late to the show. We started off talking about the fact that the US Justice Department and the SEC are investigating Activision Microsoft merger. Pardon me? 3 people basically were underhanded scheming facts, but they say they're not. So we'll wait and see. PlayStation State of Play is taking place tonight at 10 p.m. EA could be looking at picking up WWE games and taking it away from 2K. There is a Dead Space remake live stream on Friday, so if you want to see more from the new Dead Space game, 6 p.m. Friday, you will be able to see that. Forspoken, you won't be able to see that, at least not for another 5 months anyway. It's been delayed until October the 11th. 2022, and then finally Bethesda is working on a 5-year roadmap for Fallout 76. All of the content, all of the news, and done. Nice. Thank you very much for joining us for yet another episode of The Scoop. We appreciate you joining in. Reminders that we are going to be live tonight playing some PUBG. Myself and the Triggermeister, Mr. iLotus UK, will be on Twitch playing games from around 6:30 tonight. It's probably not going to be a mega late one. He says, famous last words. So yeah, do feel free to join us for that. Not follow up on the Artesian build collapse. Oh, do you know, actually, we can do. It's only a quick one. Is that link going to take me into Discord, though? I'm not going to click that link. I will, because it might take Bibby off the screen, but I will touch on it. So Artesian builds, for anyone that hasn't seen that, Artesian is a custom PC manufacturer based in America. Sorry, V. There we go. Nice. He's not had a mare there. He's absolutely nailed that first try. Let's go, Tino. So yeah, Artesian Builds are a company based in America. I don't know whether we actually spoke about it on stream. I think we did. I could have been wrong. Anyway, basically, they were slated last week because Kia Pia, a content creator who was part of their program, joined their ambassador program. Is that what it was called? She effectively, as an ambassador, was entered into their ambassador giveaways. I mean, the clue's kind of in the title. Anyway, when winning a PC, they ripped her stats live on stream, said she wasn't basically good enough to get a PC. We did? Nice. Okay, we did cover it. Okay, so that's the recap if you didn't see us covering that live. After that, all sorts of things happened. Cooler Master got involved. She got some paid sponsorship with Cooler Master. I dropped into her stream to see how things were going on the day, and she had like 2,000 people watching her or something like that, close to that. She's had hundreds every day since. She's been given PCs by other people that have filled the gap where Artesian said, nope, you're not good enough, you're not going to get it. Lots of other content creators have turned their back on Artesian, saying that is absolute dog shit. To devalue a creator's worth so blatantly and so selfishly like that on stream without any consideration, I don't want to be an ambassador for your brand. So lots of people have walked away. They made an apology, which was basically we're sorry that you're offended. They then tried another attempt at an apology, which was pretty shit as well. And then it's kind of changed a little bit over the last few days. On the 5th of March, there was a tweet that went out from Artesian Builds. This is their Twitter account, at Artesian Builds, that says, at this point, we are examining a potential employee-led buyout of the company. Thank you for your support. And then 9 hours ago, we are sad to announce that effective now, we are freezing/suspending all activities. Ongoing is analysis by outside counsel for reorganization to ensure fair treatment of clients, creditors, and employees. We expect more info by month's end. We are open to assistance/investment. So that is a lesson learned, folks. Understand your business. They said we are real. There's no PR. You are seeing us, saying what's real to us. And his excuses were, I'm juggling being a content creator/influencer and a CEO. I am both content creator and corporation, and sometimes those lines get blurred. No, that doesn't mean you have to be a cunt. You don't have to be a cunt. You can be a CEO and not be a cunt. There's a difference. Anyway, he was a twat on stream, got found out, didn't acknowledge it, and then kind of started trying to do so when it was needed, that it needed to save face, and basically at a point where it's done their business in. I am not happy to see the business close. I've seen a lot of people going, do you know what, this is the best news I've seen, because they've said that they're sad to announce that effective now they're having to close. Everyone's going, well, I'm not sad to see it, but I'm sad to see it because there's people's livelihoods that depend on that. It shows just how much impact one ignorant, egotistical person can have when they think that they are untouchable. I'm the CEO of this company that's working with Mr. Beast and all the rest. I mean, they did have a pinned tweet on their profile with a Mr. Beast PC that is now no longer there. Has Mr. Beast actively criticised them and pulled away? Because that's not pinned anymore. So that makes me think that.
Well, they deleted the apology tweets as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, their account. It just shows you like, oh, we're going live later on with the partner stuff. So all the apology stuff they deleted too.
Interesting. I mean, they've got some retweets of Pokemon and things like that. So it depends on how far back they've gone. I imagine they've burnt a lot of bridges, and a lot of people have turned their backs on them, which has now led to this. So there you go. If you are working in content creation and the user space of video gaming, okay, you want to make computer peripherals and components, that's fine. If you want to make computer peripherals and components and start your own streams and speak to your community and stuff like that, then you're making an active decision to get involved in the community. If you are doing that purely from a business perspective and not because you care about making content and want to be part of the community, then that will show, and that did show when they started ranking people's credibility on stream. That shows that it was all about the business. It was never about the users. And that's the thing. A lot of content outfits are, we care about you giving back to us. Sorry, what was that last bit?
That last line as well. We are open to assistance/investment. So if you throw some money at us, we might be able to continue. But apart from that, we've been dodging tax and insurance and everything else that's gone on in the past. So
yeah, this is
good riddance, I suppose.
The thing is, though, like they've got large channels, they've got influence in that sort of sense. Someone could come in and white knight that, but is it worth it? Like, could like a PC specialist or an overclockers or Fierce PC, they could go, okay, well, that's a massive brand, bigger than ours. Let's go in and go, okay, 30 grand, we'll take everything off you. We'll take your channels, we'll take your construction setups, we'll take you this, that, and the other, and so on. But it's such a poisonous brand now. I'm not sure whether it'd work unless they did a full PR campaign of, look, we are saving it, we are taking it, we're rebranding it, we're getting rid of the poison and the dead weight, we're going to make Artesian be the brand. Do you know what? It's going to be Fierce PC America, PC Specialist America, or whatever. Maybe, but it's a gamble because you just taking over something that is poisonous unless you do some sort of big campaign where you go back to Kia Pia and all the others that you shit all over on your streams and go, look, okay, we've taken over this company now. I know you don't like Artesian builds. We aren't Artesian. We want to set that record straight, though. We are PC specialists, and we want to work to provide you with something for your fucking giveaway or something like that, for your community or whatever. If you do that, fine. But I just can't see anyone taking that sort of gamble because the amount of money you'd have to spend to buy Artesian, and then the amount of money that you have to spend to rectify their mistakes, I think it's just dead in the water as this one, which is quite ironic because there's a picture of a boat on their banner. There you go. Nice. We did. It was such an awesome end result, but such a shit situation. Mike Ashley is circling. Touche. It was like the IGN guy who ripped off a plagiarized review for Dead Cells. His apology was awful and barely an apology. Yeah, just taking other people's smaller reviewers, air quotes, articles and passing them off as himself whilst earning a wage for it. Yeah, tosser. It's bad news for the employees. Yeah, disappeared, then came back and apologizes properly. Yeah, exactly. The largest Tarkov streamer, Pestele, cut all ties. He spent literally tens of thousands of dollars with them. Yeah, I know Pestele. He used them for giveaways from his stream. He still has prizes still awaiting to be delivered. Yeah.
No one's getting them.
Nope. Also shows one person can bring a company to its knees. One stupid employee or owner. Yeah, it tends to be the mouth or the brain. Like that's a full-on functional way of talking about business. Like there's a lot of people like it's the whole brain versus screwdriver versus hands analogy. A lot of people on the front line that are doing the work, if they fuck up, it can be seen as okay, that was a fuck up for the person. But if someone that carries sway with the brand, that's the brand fucking up. They're not a person within the brand. And he was owner / CEO / whatever. He builds himself up as the man. And he called himself, well, I'm an influencer and a CEO in as an apology. Are you apologizing or bragging? Which one are you doing now? So yeah, it's there is no fix. You can't fix stupid. And sadly for Artesian builds, it's done. It is what it is. I like what one of the YouTube news said about the owner. He wants to be Star-Lord because of the jacket he was wearing. But unlike Chris Pratt, he neither has the personality or acting talent to deliver an apology. Touche. OG Snowflake, thank you for dropping the lurk, dude. Good. I want to say morning for you. Is it still morning? It is, right. Yeah, it's mega morning for you. So yeah, good morning, dude. Good morning. How you doing? But yeah, we were wrapping things up, so we are going to finish things up. So I like it when he called himself the LTT of PCs. What's the LTT?
Linus Tech Tips.
Is that what he said? Is that what he called himself? Yikes. Okay. Nope. Yeah, 6 a.m. here. Whew. Oh, poor guy. Do you know what? It's not nice for the people that work for him, but at least they don't have to deal with that sort of shit anymore. Nice. Yeah, get rid of it. Okay, nice. We are going to finish up. We are going to find someone to raid. Lotus, I think, was on. So we are playing games with him tonight. So we're probably going to drop a raid on Lotus if he is on. If he isn't, stick around. We'll drop a raid on someone anyway because it's nice to pass on some viewers to one of our friends and help support their channel. Plus, you get extra channel points for doing so, at least 250 sprinkles every time you do go along in a raid. Before that, though, Mr. Bibb.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you
Tiny
very
temper
much
over there.
shape.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for helping us shape our shows today. That's 3 down, 2 to go. So if you want to help shape the remaining shows, there is 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media profiles, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow? Mr. Graham Day.
Well, that will be at 10 a.m. Ish. It doesn't look like Lotus is on. So is he playing? Is he doing the ranked games off stream and letting the others carry the weight? That's fine. In that case, then we will raid Official Insert Coin because our Official Insert Coin homies are on. If you don't know who Official Insert Coin are, they make the best gaming merch in the industry. Facts.
Like this.
Is that an Official Insert Coin? What do you've got on there, Bib?
It is. It's the Ethan Winters Resident Evil Village hoodie. Yeah, it's a hoodie.
Beautiful. So yeah, official insert coin do make video games industry merch, and it's good gear as well. It's all officially licensed. It's none of that like, okay, this is the it's Pro Evolution Grounds. It's kind of like somewhere between PUBG and Battlegrounds, and all that sort of. Yeah, no, it's proper gear. It's proper good stuff. Anyway, we work with them. We get some stuff with them. We get discount codes with them, and all that stuff. We'll be streaming on their channel in a few weeks, but they are live right now. I say it's one of the coin army. Are live now. I'm not sure who is streaming today, so we'll just drop in. So do feel free to go over to Insert Coin. You don't have to stick around. If you are new to their channel, though, do feel free to hit the follow button because you will get notified when they go live. And sometimes their streams are us. We stream on that channel. So yeah, do drop a follow because that way when they go live, you'll know if it's us because it'll say in the go live stuff. So yeah, nice. Okay, we are going to disappear though. We appreciate you sticking around. Have yourselves a beautiful day until 6:30ish tonight. Make sure you stay frosty.